All right, now what we're going to do is populate the touch template. We're going to populate it with the fields that the respective fields from the touchy, and we've written this text so that those fields fit nicely in here, and so it's pretty straightforward. The first thing you do is click inside the text box, and so I've clicked up here, and under the Mailings tab, I've already selected the Mailings tab. You go to Insert Merge Field, and I'm going to select Greeting because my cursor was placed where a greeting would be put. And then I'll scan through here, and the next field I'm going to insert would be Company. I want to make sure VMware is positioned optimally to support. Looks like Company would go nicely there, so we're going to put Company, moving into the latter half of 2014. And then how does work for you? Blank work for you. That's meeting time and date. How does work for you? And we've got some other fields left though. We've got phone number and we've got campaign response. We're not going to use email. That will be used later. But phone number and campaign response. So phone number is something that you can put down here, and phone number is an entire sentence that says, is such and such number still a good number to reach you? So it should be treated as its own sentence and not inserted mid-sentence. And now we have one final field left, and that's campaign response. Now remember, campaign response is a dynamic sentence that changes based upon the last campaign response one of our clients participated in. Meaning, if they downloaded an eval for vSphere, the campaign response would comment about that. So it's going to be different for each customer. And it also should be noted that not all customers will get a campaign response sentence. Some campaigns aren't formatted properly to populate in this email. So we want to put campaign response in a place where if it's not populated, it's not going to sound weird. And so I just put it alone by itself. It's kind of its own little paragraph. It's two sentences, and that away, if it's not populated, it's not populated. So I've got all these fields installed, and I made sure they were all this right size font. I selected 11. You can pick whatever size you want. And then the next thing we're going to do is check for errors. So the way we do that is under the Mailings tab, I clicked Preview Results. And when you do that, you're going to see what your actual emails look like. And so I like to click through the first few, just kind of see how they look. And then I like to click to the last one and flip through the last few, just kind of seeing how they look. One thing that you can observe is a lot of these don't have campaign responses. Notice there's no campaign response there, no there, none there, none there. And there's one there. I see you have shown some interest in Ops Manager. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Try to answer any questions you might have about increasing operational efficiency. But notice because it doesn't look awkward here, because we put it campaign response in its own little slot. Okay. And one of the last things you need to do is check the number here. This is the last 359 emails, and then you need to pull up the touchy that you have attached to your template and check to make sure that that number 359 or whatever yours is matches the clean clients number in the touchy you have connected. I should have opened my touchy before I did this, but I can tell you it is 359. And here, I'll just show you. Read only. Uh, okay. Some of the things I look for as far as errors go when I'm cycling through emails is spacing. So notice the spacing here. If um, if I put an extra space here, it's just too wide. So I delete that extra space. I read all these sentences, make sure everything looks good, and finally the touchy's open. And I've got 359 clean clients here on my dashboard. You just go to the dashboard tab, and 359 matches 359 here. And so, well, that's good to go. And the next step will be sending these things.